Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Hi, it's me, Santa Ed Taylor, and I just wanted to put together the final tip of the week before Christmas in 2016. This is Monday, December 19th. The last 2 weeks for me have just been a whirlwind of fun and activity and sometimes pushing myself really hard. So I thought there were a couple things I had to mention this week that might be helpful for people and kind of helpful for me to slow down and think about. But for me in the last couple weeks, just to give you an idea, I haven't counted up how many events I've done, but I'm sure it's been probably 36 or more, but in that range somewhere. I've done home parties, several home parties. I've done big corporate events in preschools and elementary schools and community town lightings and military tree lightings and just a bunch of activity. In fact, I was even on the Jimmy Kimmel show. There's a character on there called the Honicorn, and Honicorn come in and pushed Santa off the set, which was really fun and fun to shoot. I got to land on a crash pad and everything. It was really fun. I also got to do a movie called Beverly Hills Christmas 2, a sequel to Beverly Hills Christmas. And I spent a couple late nights on the set shooting some scenes for that, so that was really fun. So here's the tip. Here's what we're what it's boiled down to right now. There's a couple things to be aware of. One, right now I probably have 20 or so more events left, and I have a feeling I'm going to get a couple more. And here's why. I've had a couple of events that I've booked very recently that have come around because other Santas have become ill. And so it just really served as a reminder of how important it is to maintain our health, especially at all times, of course, but especially right now during the Santa season. We have such a small window that we get to go out and really be what we are, to do this our Santa thing in a big way, and such a shame when we become sick in the middle of the season. So a couple things, and I'm not going to lay out some kind of health regimen. I'm certainly not qualified to do that, but I have done a few things that I think have been beneficial to me. What I see this sitting right here, so I'll bring this up first. It's the zinc spray. Can you see that? Thera zinc spray. I really love this stuff, although I have to say that this year I've hardly used any, and there's a couple reasons for it. One is I am making it a real point not to strain my voice. In the years, every year leading up to this, in the last 13 years, I tend to strain my voice at big tree lightings or big community events where I'm really trying to project, and the next day inevitably my throat is raw and sore, and oftentimes it develops into something worse. This year I stayed away from that. I just really made sure to not overstrain my voice. So that's one. A couple of other things that I do. I drink a ton of water. In fact, I have a bottle sitting right here. It's just so easy for us to become dehydrated, and I just think that keeping that water has really been helpful to me. I also try to avoid the sugary stuff. Now, I do drink a soda from time to time. It just seems to me a Coke or a Pepsi or something like, will kind of coats the throat, and that feels good when you're doing stuff. But I try not to overdo that. I'm not a big soda guy, but every once in a while I'll do that. But what I do try to do is maintain a rather consistent diet. It's so easy to go overboard with all the sweets, and it just seems to me that I feel better when I keep that to a minimum. Which doesn't mean I abstain. I certainly eat more than I'm sure people would advise, but I try to moderate that to some extent. The other thing, and probably most important thing, is I wash my gloves. I use new gloves. I really am aware of the importance of gloves, and it's a great thing that Santa, the icon, the image of Santa has these gloves. So I change my gloves regularly. I'm really cautious to not rub my eyes or nose or mouth with the gloves. I wash my hands regularly, and I'm blessed. I'm fortunate here, keeping my fingers crossed. But I have not been sick any of the Santa seasons that I've worked, and I feel actually really good right now. With the little caveat here that I want to bring up. And I noticed myself over the last couple of weeks, especially last weekend. I mean, I was working. I think it was Thursday and Friday night both. I worked past midnight. In fact, we're doing. So I had the day filled with activities. Maybe it was Friday and Saturday night. In any event, it doesn't matter. But I had the day filled up with activities, doing all kinds of appearances and having a blast and really enjoying every minute of the process. But I was starting at 8 or 9 in the morning and going well past midnight. There were 2 nights that I didn't get off the set until after midnight. Then I drove home, which took 30 to 45 minutes. And then at home, I'd take a shower and do all that. I wasn't in bed until 2, and I had things the next morning. One morning starting at 8 and the other morning starting at 9. So I know that I pushed myself in a way physically. And I found myself getting a little grumpy, and I'm not, that's not really my nature. I'm not the guy that immediately gets to that state. I'm kind of more happy-go-lucky and fortunate in that demeanor for me. I like myself that way. But I did notice I was kind of getting a little short, and a little snippy with my wife on a couple different occasions, and I had to take a breath and slow down and say, you can slow down. It's not anybody. It's not her fault. It's it's just me. It's me dealing with the way that I'm what I'm doing right now. That's what the issue is here. So here's a little tip, and this is what I do when I find myself in that state. Is I take a few deep breaths, and sometimes I do this. I try to do this regularly, but sometimes I don't remember. But when I do, it always helps. So I do this in through the nose, and I hold it. I'm not going to hold it as long as I usually do here because we're doing this little video. But I might hold it for 30 seconds or 45 seconds, whatever I can do comfortably, but stretching myself, but comfortably, and then I breathe out through my mouth. Then back in through my nose. Hold for a while, as long as you comfortably can. Then exhale through the mouth. And while I'm doing that, I'm thinking with kind of a smile on my face, thank you for allowing me to be the best Santa Claus I can be. Thank you for allowing me to be the best Santa Claus I can be. So I have that little affirmation with some deep breathing, and it feels good for me, so I'll just put it out there for you. It might be too weird for you, I don't know, but it works for me. It feels good. Let's see, what else do I have to cover? I think that's basically it. I just have this feeling that as we get into this final week, and a lot of us have a lot more to do, and maybe right now on Monday and Tuesday might be a little slow, but if your calendar is anything like mine, I get really, really busy on Thursday, Friday. In fact, on Friday, I'm doing the training camp for the Los Angeles Rams, which is going to be really fun. But anyway, Thursday and Friday is really busy. Saturday from early morning until way late at night, and then Sunday on actual Christmas have some more visits to do. And I just don't want to be grumpy or not enjoy it as fully as I can. And I certainly want the people I'm in front of to fully appreciate, Santa Claus and be jolly and full of that love and compassion. So anyway, that's the tip of the week this week for the Santa Claus Conservatory. And then one final little thing I want to mention, and that is that you can join the Santa Claus Conservatory right now, today, right this minute, and it will extend for your tuition to become a gold member. The $197 will allow your gold membership to extend all the way through 2017. So not only do you get all the 40 plus hours of stuff that we have in there now, all the classes, all the conversations, including access to our 2016 debrief that we're going to have for gold members. I haven't put it on the calendar yet, but sometime after Christmas, we're going to have a debrief webinar. We're going to have Santas from around the country and even around the world. And sometimes we have Santas in different, one in Europe and Australia. They may join us too. I don't know yet, but they will be, we'll all be sharing, what we did good, what we learned, what we could have done better, all of the experiences, so we can really benefit as a community from each other. So we're going to do that sometime, right after Christmas or early January. Like I say, I don't have it on the calendar quite yet. I have to see what I'm going to be doing. But then beyond that, we're going to have all the new stuff in 2017. We're going to be doing a bunch of classes again. We're redoing and updating a bunch of the class material, so you can access all of those live and access all the video recorded sessions and have me available as a mentor and a coach and all that. And and I'm not going to say that this one video right here is as long as all the other tips of the week combined for the year, but it is by far the longest one that I've done this year. I'm looking at the clock right now, and it says it's over 10 minutes. So I hope you stay with me here to the end and you have benefited from it. And I also just want to say thank you so much. I so appreciate you in my life and being a part of what we are doing as Santa and Mrs. Clauses, the impact we're having, the joy we're bringing, the ability to be the icons in real life, and it's just such a blessing to be able to do what we do, and I want to wish you and your family and your community an incredibly blessed holiday season, an incredibly blessed Christmas. I know we have Santas who are Jewish, and I want to wish you a happy Hanukkah. Everything right now in this holiday season, I just wish you the very, very best in every aspect for your family and you and your community. And have an incredibly healthful and successful 2017. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.